Morning. Well, we got another 70 millimeters of rain roughly over the last 7 days. And if you look at November, that is about 165 millimeters of rain for the month. Now, I don't really know much about records, but I reckon that would probably be pretty close to a record for November rainfall. And it couldn't have come at a worse time. Now, before this last week of rainfall came through, we actually had a go at the barley, but it was too green. So we just had to turn on around and pull right back out. And now that we've had all that rain, I don't even know how we're going to get a header in the paddock. That was me driving through here yesterday in the ute. It is boggy, really boggy. So with all that being said anyway, the rain has finally cleared. We had at one point 12 out of 24 days had rainfall, so it was raining every second day. We've ended up, there's wheat out the back of the house here that was virtually ready to harvest. Or it was getting very close anyway, but the grain started to sprout in the head, started the germination process. So we are going to be looking at significant downgrades on our grain this year, and I was in a foul mood yesterday basically when I got out and had a look at it. There's nothing you can do about it at the end of the day. Like, it's disheartening. You just need a moment, I guess, to process it and realise that, you know, you've done all the hard work. You know, you've done everything right, you've done everything that you can, and the good old Mother Nature just comes along and robs you. So won't really know till we put the header in there and get some grain to the silo and see how it's testing. But very disheartening, very disappointing. So as I was going to say anyway, the rain's gone. There's nothing really on the forecast for the next 2 weeks. So that is a big yay moment. That's the only way I can describe it. So we'll actually be able to get out in the paddock hopefully in the next 3 days, 4 days maybe, but it's just so wet out there. I don't know how we're even going to get a header in the paddock. We're just going to end up getting bogged. We're going to put big ruts in the paddocks. This isn't supposed to happen here, mate. This is Australia. And because the barley looks like this now, I mean, I'm crouching down and that's not even knee high. We are going to have to put these on, unfortunately. And if you don't know what these are crop lifters. They're going to go on here like so, and basically help us scoop up all that barley that's laying down really low. I absolutely hate harvesting with these things on because they are really great at scooping up crop. They can also scoop up rocks and other things that you don't want to go through the machine, so we don't really have a lot of choice. We were given absolutely no opportunity to go out and get any of this crop off this year before we had all this horrendous amount of rain. But anyway, we'll get those on. Alrighty, they're done. I can pretty much forget about this thing now for a couple of days, and we're going to be into it. Now, we've decided to change Pia's name to Bernie because she decided to yank on some cords yesterday, electrical cords, and the one that she yanked on went to Mum's straightener, which came down on her hand. Daddy. Yeah, it was a bit silly, wasn't it? You're too quick. Even with Mum standing 1 foot away, you still managed to do it. These things happen. Alright, we got this old trailer here. Normally has the front off the CTS sitting on it, and we had a neighbour ring up the other day. They bought a new front for one of their headers and they said, "Oh, can we borrow your old trailer?" We said, "Yeah, you can, but the problem is it's got a 30-foot front sitting on it." So I had to go over, take it off, put it on the CTS and drag the trailer back. So I'm going to go take that trailer back now and put everything back in the shed. We're always so pleased when the council comes and grades the back road that runs near our house, because they just turn it into a giant waterway. So when you get 165 millimeters of rain, it just runs like a creek straight down the middle of the road. And then you get all the idiots from the town who come out, and you got a freshly graded road, and they come and do burnouts all over it. Skids everywhere, tear the road up. So they graded it about 3 weeks ago, and it's absolutely ruined now. There she is, the old workhorse. I mean, we probably should clean that thing up and sell it, although I don't really know that it's worth a lot. She's got a few problems. Have a look at the moisture laying around. Moister than an oyster. What are you looking at, Schwans? Well, I want to get that front off, but that doesn't look too good. Now, unfortunately, because that tyre was just a bit spongy the other day, and now it's completely flat just about, I just thought I'd bring the little portable over and see if I could just get a few more PSI in it. So now we do battle and see whether I can actually get that tyre pumped up a bit. Getting there. See if we can get this thing blowing some smoke. Healthy. I actually want to reverse that front back in here, but I want to bring the spreader over here as well and put that in so it's out of the way and it's out of that grain shed over there. So I might actually bring the spreader in first, because I'm going to need to get the tractor in, and then I can get it in the back corner. And then I'll come back over, I'll connect back up and put that in. There's actually even been enough rain to get water running down this creek. Well, it's not running anymore, but that happens about once every 5 years. I think the last time was 2016. I think, how's the saying go? I'm pretty sure South Australia is the driest state on the driest continent on Earth, or something like that. I don't know, that's what we learn at school, I think. People who aren't from Australia will probably just laugh at me. It's like, oh yeah, water in a creek. It's like, yeah, it just doesn't really happen here. So I'll have to get the spreader out, drop that over the road. That needs to come out of the shed as well, the auger, and it needs a service too, so change the oil and that on that, get that ready, and give the shed a bit of a blowout, and that'll be ready to have barley dumped in it. It's just all the fine tuning, niggly jobs to get done. And no, normally I would not use the big horse to move the spreader. It's just that every other tractor's connected up to something or doing something at the moment, so I probably should. I really don't want to, but I should just go give this a quick wash off, because it hasn't been washed after it's had fertiliser in it. I probably should go do that. Not bad. Alright, I guess I'll grease the bearings as well, because we all know fertiliser is corrosive, and I've just washed off all those bearings and there's probably water sitting in there, so I'll throw some grease into them and do the right thing. At least I got this brownie to soften the blow though. Who wants to bet that I'll run out of grease? Didn't run out. Alright, saddle up, let's go. I tell you what, that absolutely freaked me out when I drove in here, because I thought the tractor was too high for the roof of this old shed, but it was just the area it was hitting. And I thought I'd collected the shed. Alright, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to take the auger over to the house. I'm going to start draining the engine oil on that. While that's draining, I'm going to take the ute over. I'm going to put that trailer away over in the shed over the road. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to finish servicing the auger, bring the auger back over, hop back in the tractor, take the tractor back. Alright, you got it? I'm sure I've got an oil filter for that somewhere, hidden in amongst all this junk. I think that's it. Alright, we'll let that drain. Back we go to the other side. Picked myself up a couple of stragglers.
Do you want to go help Daddy?
Need a workforce to help me put the trailer away. Now the fun part of reversing this thing in. Never easy with multiple pivot points, but anyway, we'll have a go. That was fun.
Ooh.
You guys having snacks, huh?
Always having snacks.
Alright, well, thanks for your help. Getting her done. Let's find some oil for this engine. Get some oil back in that. That's a bit of a weird noise. Alrighty, you good people, I am going to leave this video here. I'm just going to clean up all this mess, run the auger back over, bring the tractor back, blah-de-blah, you know how it goes. You've seen enough for the day. It's Saturday afternoon, I've had enough as well. Thank you very much for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.